It sounds strange, but I think the charioteer may have snakes for legs. Let's investigate. Notice the squareness of the front of the chariot. The Marseille deck is a classic example of this. The charioteer, in my opinion, looks like he's pretty much sitting at a table or is inside of a carnival booth. And as with everything in tarot, this is intentional. Obviously, someone inside of a vehicle wouldn't have their legs exposed, but a lot of classic decks like to emphasize the symbolic division at the midsection of the charioteer. With this dynamic, it's implied that something is being hidden below the waist. In The Way of the Tarot, Alejandro Jodorowsky writes, "Only half of this prince is visible, the half above his waist." Some readers, swayed by their projections, see him as a dwarf with atrophied legs, or a girl in disguise. Now, I absolutely love this mystery and think it's fascinating for a bunch of different reasons, but after years of study, I've concluded that this card is most likely part of a line of mythology related to Serpentine people, half human, half snake. Usually human up top and snake-like down below. Once you start looking into serpent human myths, you'd be surprised at how many stories of this kind exist all over the world. Throughout my research, I was surprised to come across a couple of myths that involve humans with snake legs, or snake-like legs, who are also connected with chariots. Let's flesh out this idea by looking at the story of Erichthonius, an early king of Athens who was born with serpentine legs. Erichthonius was conceived after his father, Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire and forging, accidentally spilled his seed on the earth after attempting to sleep with Athena. In other words, Erichthonius was the unplanned son of Mother Earth. Even as an infant, Erichthonius was said to drive people mad who looked at his body, and was placed in a container to prevent people's gaze. Most paintings of Erichthonius show him as a baby inside of a basket in the company of three sisters. The basket, or in some versions a chest, served as his dwelling while Athena looked for parents to raise him. Ultimately, it was decided that he would be raised by his father Hephaestus. Depending on the source, Erichthonius is credited for inventing the chariot itself, or at the very least, the first four-horse variation, known as the quadriga. This invention makes all of the sense in the world given the nature of his legs. Some people have said this was a way for Erichthonius to cover up his lower half, while others say that it was just a more efficient way of him getting around. Either way, Erichthonius would lead soldiers to battle in his newfound invention, and various ceremonies would make use of chariots as well. He also created chariot games and races once they became popular. These events honored his mother Athena, and some say this was the precursor to the original Olympic Games. Among his other accomplishments, Athena would appoint him as the fourth king of Athens. It was said that Zeus himself honored Erichthonius with a permanent placement in the heavens. The constellation? Auriga, also known as the Charioteer.